Hello, welcome back to another video. We've got the pleasure of working on this Mark 10 Jaguar from 1968. It's been left to get very dusty, but it's about time we give it a wash, and then we're going to machine polish it and also ceramic coat it, as well as the interior. We're a bit pushed for time today, so I'm going to do a time lapse of us washing it, the general process that we always do: wheels, paintwork, arches, and then we can take it inside, get the interior done, and hopefully start polishing it tomorrow. Hope you enjoy it. Got to keep this dog happy because he keeps on just wanting me to kick the ball, but I've got to work as well. So my tripod just fell over, cracked my rear screen, but it's got a screen protector. I'm going to be drying it off with the microfiber cloth by the company Microfiber. Try to find you the logo so then you can buy it if you want. Can't find it. Has it got a... oh, there you go. You ain't going to be able to see that. It's MICR Fiber. Getting all the moisture off of the paintwork before we take it inside. Once it's inside, it is going to have overnight to dry anyway properly, because when I am machine polishing, the vibrations bring out all of the water from the crevices. As I say, we're pushed for time in this location today, unfortunately. That shutter makes some racket in the background. Sorry if you are hearing any of that. Hopefully you're not, but you might be. So the Jag's been pushed inside. We're going to start on this incredible interior. We've got lovely tan leather seats, leather door cards in the same colour, wooden trim all around it, and a nice navy blue carpet. It's going to be quite awkward to film the interior because it's quite dark and it's quite tight, but I'll do the best I can. So the polishes that we're going to be using is the Flex Force Rotation and the Roops 3-inch dual action polisher for the little intricate areas. Going to be using yellow fine foam pads from Roops, and also Kosh Chemie F6, which is a fine cut compound, just to give the paint a bit more of a gloss level before we ceramic coat anything. So as mentioned earlier, we're a little bit pushed for time today, so we're going to be doing most of the polishing tomorrow. I just want to do a little test patch just so I know what I'm going to be walking into tomorrow. Hopefully it comes out well. As I said, we're not chasing perfection like with the Thunderbird, we're just improving the gloss before we put down the ceramic coating. So we're going to put the F6, which is Kosh Chemie, onto a fine Roops pad. That shutter is very annoying. All we're going to do is a little test patch here, pretty much. We're now lowering down the speed. We initially put a high speed on just to get the paintwork a bit hot and also the compound moving around. Drop it down to a slightly lower speed to actually do the cutting. Slow down the polisher, slow down the movement. And simply go in crosshatch motions to remove as much imperfections as possible. Taking a brand new microfiber cloth from the microfibers that I buy from Costco, the Kirkland Yellows, and simply a light little buff. That's all we need. You don't want to be putting any pressure onto paintwork that you've just polished. Now with that, we should be able to get the torch and see if it's removed anything. In this case, it has. Good news is that we are removing hazing and swirls, increasing the gloss levels. That is what we've come here to do before we ceramic coat. So here is where we have polished, and here is where we haven't polished. You may not be able to see too much of a difference, but if you look directly into the sunlight, or the torch light, shall I say, there isn't too many swirls. Come over to this side, and you've got deeper imperfections in the paintwork. Come back over to this side, and there's not as many at all. This is the process that we'll be doing for the rest of the car. Good morning. Day 2 is here. We're going to make sure we get this polished and ceramic coated today. About an hour and a half's journey here. We are going to start with the roof and then work our way down. We've done our test patch yesterday. Very happy with how that came out. So if we work from the roof, get the bonnet done, get the front end done, then I'll probably go to the rear and then finish on the 2 doors. Hopefully it comes out well over the whole car. This car has had a respray. I think it's had a full what's it called? I think it's had a full restoration, so the paintwork should be in better condition. I mean, it's not in good condition, but it should have better lacquer to work with rather than the original 68 paint. So, let's stop talking, because I need to get done. Got my coffee in hand, let's go. We've got a podcast going on in my headphones. Keeps me concentrated, makes me not feel so lonely because it's very quiet in here and I'm going to be myself all day. So, might as well just put some music on in the background, well, podcast in this case, and focus. So a slight change of plans with the polishing. I've done this wing now, so I might as well just get these 2 doors done and then get the passenger wing done as well whilst we're here. Then I'll work my way around. I've done the whole roof. I've done half of the bonnet. So yeah, I might as well just get this side done and then slowly work my way around instead of moving the tripod everywhere, the lights, the extension leads and stuff like that. So yeah, gonna work this way instead. Makes my life a little bit easier, I think. So I'll be honest, very lucky. This paintwork, this lacquer is coming out amazing. The Thunderbird and the Cadillac were pretty much original paint. There was a few little bits that had been touched up, whereas this has had, as I said, a full nut and bolt restoration. So the respray is very good. Obviously it's got swirls and paintwork, but they're coming out almost like a modern car. The paintwork's quite soft, so we're not having to go too hard. When paintwork is soft, you want to buff off very lightly, otherwise you will leave marring from even the softest microfibers you can get. Well, they aren't, you know what I mean. So yeah, you've just got to be a little bit more careful, delicate when you're actually buffing it off rather than polishing it. So new pad, gonna start the driver's side now. When it's a new pad, you want to sort of bed it in with a bit more polish, so you're not drying it out, you're not dry rubbing with the microfiber. And then once you've done that, 2 little blobs, pea-sized blobs of compound is all you really need. When it comes to polishing, all you want to do is polish until the compound is clear. That's what I sort of do anyway. Some compound never goes clear, but the more you diminish it, the more you get it into that paintwork, the better the finish is going to come out. Obviously the compound is still very visible at the moment, but once you do a few more steps, a few more passes in that same cross-hatch motion, it will eventually start to go clear. Simply buff off after, leaving a line of where you've already polished, so you know where to go to in the future, so you can overlap it a little bit. That's what you want to be doing, because all we don't want is to be missing any of the paintwork. Obviously you will be able to see it by the difference in the swirls, but you've got to be looking for that otherwise. If you leave a little bit of polish line, you know exactly where you're going to. And you've got no worries, no extra time wasted, because time is money. I got told that when I was a carpenter, when I used to work for someone, I never listened. But it is very important when you run your own business that time is money. So there's a little tip. polishing is almost completed. We've got to do the driver's wing and then we're done. Cars come out amazing. We've got to polish the chrome a little bit as well, just taking a little break. And then once the chrome's been polished, we will ceramic coat it. Then we'll do the interior and exterior glass, take some final pictures, and we are done. Let me know if you do enjoy these types of videos. I know they're a little bit quiet and there's not much talking, but we have got lots of cars in here that we can be doing. As I said, I've already done the Thunderbird behind me. I've done the Cadillac. I didn't get a video on that, unfortunately. But we've got a lot more cars lined up here, so I want to make videos on them, but I don't want them to be too boring for you guys. So any advice in the comments below would be helpful. But I think I'm trying to give as much information as possible while showing you the before and afters, and of course the cool cars that we don't get to see every day. So let me know, and I'll make sure I get back to them in the comments. Just making the area a bit tidier, wrapping up the polishers if we don't need them anymore. Little tip, when you are wrapping up a polisher, give yourself a little bit of leeway with the cable, because if you just do it like that and then tighten it up, you have a big chance of actually stretching these cables and then possibly coming to a job and them not working anymore. So wrap it up like that, but always give yourself that little bit of a lead at the end where it's not going to be tight. So we're on to the ceramic coating stage. What are we going to be using? Well, we'll be using the Infinity Wax Synergy Light, which is a sprayable 1-year ceramic coating. These cars don't get driven, they don't go into the elements. If they do get driven, it will be on a dry day and they'll need a rinse down after. This is more than sufficient for these sort of cars. If a car is getting used daily, a 1-year ceramic coating isn't really going to last that full time, probably, depending on how much they're getting washed, etc. But before we ceramic coat, we need to prep the whole car with an isopropyl alcohol. It's a panel wipe that is basically it's a dulled down version of a isopropyl alcohol, because we don't want it to be too harsh on the paint. We just want it to remove excess polish that we haven't got rid of with the microfiber. Then we have a nice clean surface to apply the ceramic coating to make sure it bonds well. Got a little bit left in this one, then we'll be going on to the new bottle. Paintwork has been prepped, polishing, ceramic coating, should I say. Going to use a microfiber applicator pad with the Synergy Light. 2 fresh microfiber cloths. The first one we're going to be laying off the ceramic coating after it starts flashing. Flashing is basically where it's starting to go a little bit blue. You know that it's bonded to the paintwork so you can remove it. On a blue car it's not very helpful, but I sort of know my timings. After we've laid it off and leveled it out, then we'll go over it with a nice fresh one and we'll buff it off. Do that over the whole car. Obviously you will have to change the microfibers in between these coatings, because as soon as they take on too much coating, they won't buff off very well. So you change them out for new ones. When you finish with ceramic coating cloths, throw them in the bin. Do not reuse them. The ceramic coating will crystallize and it could possibly scratch your paintwork. Another tip, what I'll do is I'll walk through this half of this bonnet and then I'll just put it on a time lapse or something like that. If you are using a sprayable ceramic coating, especially outside, don't spray it over the car. Spray it away from the car, because the ceramic coating could go into the air, cause little dots over the car that you have missed, and then you'll get little ceramic coating like dots all over the car, and it will look absolutely, don't need to say the rest. A generous amount of ceramic coating going first to make sure that the pad is not dry. Doesn't work. So that is a heavy amount of ceramic coating on that. But then once it sinks into that microfiber, it won't be that bad. We'll be able to get the whole side of this bonnet done easily. The same with the polishing. What we do is we go in one way and then we will cross hatch and go the other way. Again, this paintwork colour is very hard to see where you've been. So the best thing to do is cross hatch so you know you've got full coverage of the car. I'm going to go to this body line here, so I know where I've gone to. If you are having to do a big area, try to go to a body line, so then you don't see like a tide line when it dries in case you have missed something. Otherwise you'll get patches and streaks all over the car, which isn't what you want. Giving it a little bit of time to sit. Obviously, as I say, you can't really see it flashing, which is the colour change. But if you're looking in direct light, you'll be able to see it starting to evaporate. Probably about now, because the last thing you want is for the ceramic coating to bed onto the paintwork and then not be able to buff it off. That's a whole nother level, because then what you have to do, if it's been fairly recently applied, you can go over it and reactivate it. If not, you'll have to machine polish it off and start again. So once that's leveled off, I'm going to go over it very lightly now, just with another cloth, making sure any excess has been picked up. So I'm about to start the roof, because when I did the Thunderbird, I thought I'd completed the car, then I realised I hadn't done the roof. So I'm going to get it done now so I know that it's done. And also, I forgot the gloves. They're on now, so don't go run into the comments saying to wear my gloves. I've put them on. That shutter is so annoying. The gloves are on. This rear window is actually quite easy to clean. You all know how much I love cleaning rear windows. So that is this stunning Mark 10 Jaguar completed. The paintwork has come out a lot better than I ever expected. The interior is lovely. Ceramic coating went on nice and easily. Not really much else to say. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please let me know if you like videos like this. Give me a comment, give me a like, and most importantly, give me a subscribe. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to pack up. I've got a long day ahead of me still. I've still got one more job to do later on. Then I'm driving 3 hours up north to help Ben from Flawless Cleaning on a 2-day job up there. So we've got a hotel for 2 nights. It's going to be a good video. I'm not sure when that will be out. I'm not sure when this will be out, but you'll see me in that video as well. Thanks so much.